Hi, this is the Business Guy. So how did Warren Buffett hide $217.5 billion worth of assets in one of the companies he manages? Over the course of his life, Warren Buffett has become one of the world's wealthiest individuals. And in this video, I wanted to show you how Warren Buffett successfully protected his assets from unexpected legal action and exactly how you can be prepared too. Finally, I'm going to tell you an asset protection option that's available to you that's even more powerful and isn't even available to Warren Buffett. At least not as available as it is to you. And if you don't already know, I'm the CEO of Asset Protection Planners, which I started 33 years ago. We have attorneys and consultants on staff and are the nation's largest firm that sets up trusts and companies to protect assets from lawsuits. Now, it all started back in 2014 when one of the biggest powers in the world took action on one of Warren Buffett's companies. And in this video, I'll show you exactly how Warren was already prepared for this and what exactly he had to do to make sure his assets, like his stock and real estate, were completely safe throughout the legal process. In 2014, Warren's company NetJet was being investigated for no less than $643 million worth of potential tax fraud. And he would have done the same thing if it was a different kind of lawsuit. In certain scenarios, not only is the disputed money at stake if you don't have your assets properly protected, but also any other assets left out in the open, which is exactly where your assets might stay if you don't watch until the end of this video. So stick around and I might have a surprise for you. In such an unexpected situation, Warren was able to stay calm even though there was a large percentage of the business that could have been lost, all because of a mistake. All because his assets were completely 100% hidden from any legal action against his business. So how did he do it? In this case, it was through using LLCs to completely disconnect his business from his assets. But how? An LLC, or limited liability company, is a business structure that can shield business owners from personal liability for the company's debts or other liabilities. One can think of it as a hybrid entity that can combine the flow-through tax benefits of a partnership or sole proprietorship with a lawsuit protection of a corporation. An LLC provides personal liability in most cases by keeping your assets such as your vehicles, house, and savings safe when somebody sues your LLC. In addition, when somebody sues you personally, if properly established, there are provisions in the law such that the person suing you cannot take away your LLC from you or anything inside of it, meaning that if there's an issue, the IRS's interest and penalties would not be able to leak into Warren's assets personally. So here's exactly how he did it. My team and I have completed well over 100,000 LLC documents for clients, and here's how it's done for the best protection of your assets. Now, the first thing you have to do is choose where you'll operate your LLC. The most common option is to form an LLC with the state where you live. But I'll show you the problem with this in some cases closer to the end of the video. Next, the LLC needs a name, and in most areas require LLC or some version of it at the end of the name. In the case of Warren Buffett, his company's name was NetJets IP LLC, and that was the title of that company. Now, to complete the forming of your LLC, you'll need a registered agent. You usually don't want that to be you because you don't want some ugly legal process server banging on your door, embarrassing you in front of your neighbors and in front of your family while you're eating dinner. And then we file your LLC with the appropriate government agency. I'll tell you my favorite place to file LLCs very soon for the best protection. Agents will take the responsibility of receiving legal documents on your company's behalf, helping you keep in compliance so your company stays in good standing and helping to make sure that you don't get it into any trouble. Plus, without an agent, your home address might be seen by angry customers who throw rocks at your bedroom window in the middle of the night and ex-partners who want to seize these assets from you before they get to the end of this video. Now, if you're trying to create a safer LLC for your business to properly hide your assets, click the top link in the description and shoot us a call. My team might have something good for you. Now, all you need to do is to determine the management structure and create an operating agreement, and you're almost good to go. All you need to do now is look over your area's LLC laws, give me and my team a call, and if you need some guidance instead of spending hours looking for yourself. Now, since Warren had properly set up his LLC, the IRS threatened only only the assets under that LLC name, meaning Warren's personal assets were completely hidden and protected from attackers. Stronger protection. Now, if you want to protect your assets like Warren Buffett, here's what I would do. Number one, separate dangerous assets into separate LLCs. What's a dangerous asset? It's an asset that could cause liability. A rental property, a business, a motor vehicle, a boat. Holding each rental property in separate LLCs is a way the lawsuit on one property or business doesn't take all properties and all businesses that you own. And that's just what Warren Buffett does. He has his main public company, Berkshire Hathaway. This owns other corporations and LLCs such as Benjamin Moore Paint, the railroad company BNSF, Fruit of the Loom, Geico Insurance, Dairy Queen, Kraft Heinz, NetJets, and See's Candy. Because Berkshire Hathaway owns the companies rather than letting these companies operate out of the holding company, Berkshire Hathaway is protected from lawsuits against each business. So a lawsuit against Dairy Queen stays within Dairy Queen and does not affect See's Candy or Fruit of the Loom. So divide and conquer and don't hold all of your business eggs in one LLC basket. Number two, now here's an option for you that's even stronger. And this strategy would not usually be a good option for Warren Buffett, and that is the Offshore Asset Protection Trust. Now, while you're scrambling to figure out why it's available to you, but not a good option for him, hang on. I'll get to that. Warren Buffett has huge U.S.-based assets. He has factories, office towers, huge U.S.-based corporations that are under the jurisdiction of the U.S. courts that you can't easily uproot and move abroad. So he would have to hire a team of expensive lawyers and spend millions or even tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars duking it out in court. Whereas you and I, unless you do run a multi-billion-dollar holding company, can just liquidate your assets, equity strip our real estate, and put it into one nice, neat little package in your Offshore Asset Protection Trust. U.S. trusts don't work well because we've seen U.S. judges simply discard them. And yes, I say U.S., but I also mean U.K., Canada, Australia, New Zealand, etc. If you're watching this from there. We set up the trust either in the Cook Islands in the South Pacific, in Belize, an English-speaking country in Central America, or in Nevis in the Caribbean Sea. Not in a lawsuit now? Well, most likely we'll set up a Cook Islands trust for you. It has robust asset protection and a strong track record. In fact, our firm has set up more asset protection trusts in the Cook Islands than anyone in the world. Okay, next, in a lawsuit now or about to be, then with your approval, we'll set up a Belize trust for you, since the Cook Islands hasn't been too fond lately of taking people who are feeling the legal heat right now. In either jurisdiction, our trustworthy law firm can step in to protect you. We'll stick an LLC inside of the trust, make you the manager and the signatory in the bank account. If it's a Cook Islands trust, we'll set up a Cook Islands LLC. If we set you up a Belize trust, we'll set up a Belize LLC and stick it inside the trust. May we set up the bank account in the LLC's name, make you the manager and the initial signatory on the bank account. We usually set the bank account in Switzerland since they have the strongest banks that work to protect your assets inside of the trust. Now, when the bad thing happens and the courts could threaten the trust assets and make you hand them over, our law firm stands in as LLC manager on your behalf. Your local courts don't have jurisdiction in the Cook Islands or Belize, and your assets remain safe and secure. Now, yes, we could set up an offshore trust for Warren Buffett, and it could work very well to protect a big portion of his assets. Likewise, we do have a handful of billionaire clients. But the Offshore Asset Protection Trust usually works best for people with $500,000 to $5 billion worth of assets that you can easily move. When you get into the tens of billions, you're usually, but not always, talking about a huge target and assets under your court's jurisdiction that they can easily take. So that's why, if you have $500,000 or more of assets to protect, as of the latest data, approximately 15% of U.S. households have a net worth of $500,000 or more. There are around 128 million households in the U.S., and this would translate to 128 million times 15%, or 19.2 million households. Now, only about 700 people in the U.S. have 5 billion or more. So approximately 19.2 million U.S. households have a net worth of $500,000 $100,000 or more. Now, don't everybody call us at once because we only have so many employees to answer the phone. But seriously, if you want to protect yourself better than Warren Buffett, you can get a lot more free information on our website at assetprotectionplanners.com. Be sure to subscribe so we can see each other again. This is The Business Guy. Click on the video on the screen and we'll see you there.